I'm just really proud of the work we've done in the audio team on Elite Dangerous. I think the soundscape is extremely strong. I think the sound effects are fantastic, and I think the music's fantastic. And Erasmus Talbert's a big part of that. He's a great composer. His melodic, textural choices are really good. But also he's got a background in sound design, and that makes a real difference when it comes to working in a non-linear medium. We consider him part of the team, and looking forward to working with him for many, many years to come.
Hi, my name is Erasmus Talbot, and I'm a composer based in Stockholm. I started in the industry as a sound designer, which involved often implementing the interactive music of other composers. Soon I then started remixing the tracks I was given, and then eventually composing them myself. This has given me a lot of creative experience, but also a lot of technical insight, and I think this is really important nowadays for games composers especially. Winning the Elite pitch presented me with a huge opportunity, both in terms of genre and the setting. It's simply a dream project. And because of the trust that Frontier invested in me as a relative newcomer, but also the scope of the game, I knew I had to completely dedicate myself to it. And the sheer passion of the backers, but also the development team behind the game, kept me motivated till the very end. There's a long list of games and movies that have defined the space setting, and of course these had a big influence on my music as well. But just doing a pastiche work would not suffice for Elite. As every player creates their own narrative within the universe, there's this real sense of ambiguity and timelessness, and the music needs to reflect that as well. So for many parts of the music, I tried to avoid big specific thematic material, and instead focus more on texture and rhythmic patterns and small little motives. And these are dispersed throughout the entire score in different transformations. The soundtrack for Elite is ultimately a mix of different styles. It borrows as much from minimalist music, ambient music, electronica, as it does from sci-fi scores. Elite's soundtrack was mostly realized inside of the computer, using samples, synths and plugins. With that said, we did use a group of session musicians to bring more depth to the compositions and production as well. I really enjoyed this part of the process because it allowed for experimentation and really injected new life into the music as well. I was in constant dialogue with the audio team at Frontier throughout the whole development. Apart from creative musical discussions, production planning, there was also the creation of the interactive music system with all its intricacies, which was very much a group effort as well. I was involved in the Elite projects over the course of an entire year. One of the usual aspects of the project were the intermittent releases before the final version. As the game developed and new ideas came on board, I often found myself reiterating tracks, so that I guess at times it felt like I was aiming for an ever-moving and expanding target. Ultimately, we ended up with a score of well over 2 hours, and that in itself brought challenges in terms of housekeeping, mixing and mastering as well. Despite all of these challenges, Elite Dangerous was one of the most rewarding projects I've worked on. Working with Jim Croft and the Frontier audio team was an absolute pleasure, and I'm very happy about the response to the music, but also the audio in general for this game.